Hey everyone, welcome to episode 2 of TLB's Apple event predictions. So tomorrow's is Apple's most anticipated event, Wonderlust, and what will the new iPhone look like? By the time that most of you are seeing this, the Apple event will have already passed, but we thought that we'd do this anyway. Last episode it was recorded around the same time last year, one day before the Apple event. To keep tradition going, we're going to do the same this year. Let's start off by talking about the big rumors. So the iPhone 15, it's going to be pretty standard upgrades. They might even do a fingerprint reader on the screen, fingerprint sensor like some of the Galaxy and Samsung phones. They're probably going to do tinier bezels, an action button like on the Apple Watch Ultra, the orange little switch that you sign on the Apple Watch Ultra. And they also might do one long volume button, which is called a rocker, instead of two separate volume buttons. They could also do a removed silence switch, and they might replace that, of course, with the action button. There are going to be probably some new colors like orange or some pastel colors. And the dynamic island is probably going to be shrunken, or they'll probably keep it the same. But they're not going to switch from the dynamic island. They usually keep it for 2 or 3 years, not one. The AirPods Max we're going to talk about next. They might switch to USB-C on this, of course, with the EU's new mandate law. So they have to make sure that all devices are USB-C by 2024. So they might do this now, they might do this next year. But the Apple Watch, of course, is fine. That doesn't need to be switched to USB-C. That's, of course, on the magnet charging. They might do some upgraded noise cancelling and transparency mode because the normal AirPods 3 are actually better than the AirPods Max at the moment, except the AirPods Max, of course, the covering the ears headphones. They might do upgraded microphones when you're on video call and when you're calling your friends or whoever. And they might introduce some new chips. Separate to the AirPods Max, they might introduce some new chips. M3 chip, A17 chip, or the S9 chip for the Apple Watch. M3 chip, I mean, they only just did M2 recently in the Apple world, but A17 is anticipated because they usually do it with a new iPhone every year, and iOS 17 came out this year, so it makes sense. The S9 chip, a lot of people don't know about the S chips for the Apple Watch, but S9 is the most recent one. And talking about Apple Watch, there might actually be an Apple Watch Series 9 or Apple Watch X, because we know Apple skipped the iPhone X in 2018 or 2017 when it was released. So they might call it the Apple Watch 9 or the Apple Watch X. There's probably going to be just standard upgrades, maybe a bigger screen or just better heart rate monitors, more health features / benefits, better crash detection. They might just make some small improvements like the thickness or like how thin it is, the battery life, of course. And going back to the iPhone 15, of course, it's going to be battery life, better battery life. The iPad Air, they haven't done one of those in a while. Last iPad Air, I think, was the iPad Air 4, just standard things, looks exactly like the normal iPad fingerprint sensor on the top right-hand corner. And I don't think they have Face ID on the iPad Air yet, but they might include that, maybe not. iPhone SE, this is a big one that we've been all anticipating in the Apple world. We've got the iPhone SE maybe looking like the iPhone XR, with the, of course, iPhone 4 look with the thickness. There also might be, they also might replacing this by their mini series. The mini series got discontinued on the iPhone 13, so they might replace the mini series with the iPhone SE or the iPhone XR, as we like to call it, because we've done some predictions and we think that the iPhone SE will look a lot like the XR with the camera on the back, the little blob with the little flash down the bottom. So that's all. I mean, the iPads are of course the same. I don't think they'll do an iPad Mini. They only did that 2 years ago. There's not much they can add to the iPad Mini. Maybe they won't do bigger screen because of course it's the iPad Mini. And there's all the iPads are basically the same now. They're all catching up to each other. They've got the generic iPad with the home button, but I think Apple is going to try and move away from the home button, and because I think that they're going to do that by eliminating the iPhone SE and making it more like the XR. And I think the SE is more going to be like a budget phone, not like the 8 because they're just reusing parts, but I think they're going to make it all new, washed out house, new look, and yeah. But I think for all the iPhones, they're going to make it nice titanium finish, nice new housing. And yeah, I mean, this is basically all, these are all the big things. I mean, there's some small things like maybe some small software patches. But for now, this is all that we're looking at. So in about 4 hours' time, Tim Cook's going to start that live stream. It's actually going to be at 3 a.m. here in Australia, and it's currently 10 p.m. So Thank you, Apple, for making it at 3 a.m. But by the time we all wake up, there will be a new phone. It might be called the iPhone 15, might be called it in Roman numerals. We might see, or we could skip the iPhone this year. They might skip it, which they probably won't. Actually, they're probably going to do an iPhone. Actually, to add, it just comes to mind right now, they might do the curved look on the housing. What I mean by this, they went from the iPhone 6 look or the iPhone 8 look to the iPhone 4 look, back with the square housing. They might go back to a curved, not bezel edges of the phone. So they might do this, but there's a lot of things that they could do. But of course, the predictions will be proved wrong tomorrow, mostly, like every year. But we will see you guys. There's going to be a TLB episode where we talk about the coverage of the Apple event and what's new. So we'll see you guys in the next episode. But episode 3 of Apple event predictions will come out at the next Apple event.